Hi, thank you for watching eSailing TV. You can follow us on different social medias online. Go to twitch.tv/eSailingTV and follow us, or just go to Twitch, write eSailing TV in the search area. Then you come to our channel. Here you can scroll down, see the rest of the social medias we are on. YouTube, Facebook, homepage. Please subscribe. Get direct notifications when we are online. You can also go on the videos. If you didn't watch the last live show, you go here and see it. You can also see some of the clips we are doing, or clips some of the other viewers have been doing. Are you more the Facebook type? Then please go to Facebook, write eSailing TV. Then you will get to our Facebook page. When you're in the Facebook page, you can see the live shows. We're doing live shows on two channels, Twitch and Facebook. But when you're scrolling down, you will also see clips, small clips, learning videos of what we're doing. Here we're attacking people. Here we're attacking sports federations. So a lot of people will know that we are live. Please share, please like, please follow us. We're also on YouTube. Go to YouTube, write eSailing TV. If you're going on eSailing TV, you can see a lot of videos. Right now, more than 100 videos are online. Here you can go back in time, see some of the races, or see some of the really good duels we have. You can also see a learning video. We're placing everything up there, but we're not sending live on YouTube. I just have to say thank you for following eSailing TV. Please subscribe, please like, please share what we're doing. Together we're growing eSailing TV and eSailing in total. Thank you for watching. Hello and good evening to all of you watching eSailing TV live today. Today is a special evening. We have a special co-host with us, a guy we all know from the sailing world, a guy we love, a person that I had a great pleasure to be part of together with at the World Cup Championship 2018. Let me introduce Alec Wilkinson with us in studio. And Alec, are we just going to split screen here? How are you, and where are you sitting at the moment?
I am, well, given this curtain, I can definitely say I'm not at home. I'm in a hotel room in Southampton on the south coast of England because I'm working at Cows Week, and this is my base for the week.
But Cows Week, is that where SailGP is, or is it done yet?
Yeah, so SailGP was over the weekend. Unfortunately, on the Saturday, they had to cancel racing. Not just SailGP, but also right throughout the Cows Week. And I'll tell you more about Cows Week in a moment. But they had to cancel it because of really strong winds. They had 50 knots of wind. So, everything went into hold. But Sunday... we got about 20 knots of wind, 22 knots of wind, and it was just fantastic. And the SailGP managed to race in the afternoon. They got all their races away. Australia won all three of the races, so they dominated the sessions. But yeah, there was damage, and there were capsizes, and the British team that everyone had hyped up to win on their home waters capsized, damaged, well, not capsized, they kind of dived the bows in, and it was all very dramatic, but in the end it was a pretty disastrous day for the Brits, but a fantastic day for the Australians, and the French did pretty well as well. So what amazed me was just the number of people that turned up to watch from the beach, and it was so close to the beach that they could, and there were big screens, so as a spectator you had the choice really of just kind of watching the big screen and then watching the action out on the water. It was good. It was really good.
It's also a fantastic show. I'm watching it live on YouTube here home in Denmark. Just to set me in also to this F50 boat. It's almost similar to the F18 in-game in Virtual Regatta inshore. It reacts the same way, but it's just much faster and much bigger. And only it's 6 crew there's in. I know there's 5. It's a skipper and 4 persons in it,
So,
and just see them go from 5 knots to 50 knots within 100 meters. It's amazing to see. It's amazing. So.
And it is scary. And I haven't been on one of those boats, but I've been on a foiling catamaran a couple of years ago, and it's just the most awesome sensation. It's you just kind of suddenly when it goes, and you just feel yourself rising up, and then off you go, and it feels smooth. As long as it's not too lumpy, and as long as they've managed to get the balance right, but it's awesome, and the noise is incredible.
The noise, okay, it's doing a high noise, or what's
there's like a high pitched noise, and obviously it's not soft sails. They've got wings, like an aeroplane, which they can pivot and so on and trim, but yeah, it's very noisy on board, and they wear earplugs amongst all sorts of other safety equipment as well. So as well as their buoyancy aid, they've got oxygen canisters that they can breathe if they're trapped underwater. They've got knives so they can cut themselves free if they have to. A lot of safety equipment's been developed to help them.
Oh, cool. Alec, before we're going to speak about Cow's Weeks, we are a little bit here today also to watch some online races and have some fun.
We're not here to talk.
We're also here to talk because it's cool about Virtual Regatta Inshore. Now I've been studying this game for 1.5 years since actually the first Kieler Woche last year. I was a part of. I've been studying the game. I've been studying sailing. I'm a non-sailor, but it's amazing to hear how it works with the boats and Virtual Regatta Inshore also, because some of you guys watching us skippers around the world are writing me in the chat that you became better sailors in your real life sailing playing the game, and that's
interesting, isn't it?
It's interesting, and that's some of the top sailors from Australia writing me that. That's amazing.
Well, so if you talk to the old guard, they'll say, "Oh, this is ridiculous. It's not sailing. Just get out on a boat and go and do it." But actually, there are some real advantages. It's a great way of introducing, especially kids, to sailing, but not just kids. Any beginner. It's a great way to introduce them to the basics of sailing, and because it's so fast. It speeds up your reactions, and you need to start thinking faster, and that's how it's helping current, actual sailors with their race tactics.
Yeah, and we will speak more about that on Cow's Week. Let's first of all go in and see today's race is going to be the 49er boat, Alec. That's also a fast boat, and this
beautiful.
And I raced it yesterday evening, and you can see I'm position 477. eSailing TV has a best series scores, 26.3 out of minimum 8 races. I'm proud, but I hope to get more than 30 points. So I need to practice a little bit more. But let's see here in the top.
You need to practice more than a little bit more.
I'm doing the best I can, Alec. Please don't go in and go that direction, but I'm trying my best. But see here, Sean Bourne, Japan, one of the skippers, and I know it's a guy we might see at the World Cup Championship 100 points after 8 races. That's 8 win in a row, the 8 first races you're doing. Asir, the young French sailor, he's 20 years old, 100 points after 15 races. That's from race 7 to race 15. Lucas Moore, the young Dane, that's also, he won this Cicero Cup over all the experienced sailors after 70 races. Sam from France, Velista 7-1. This is the guy with the hat from the World Cup Championship we had in Florida. So they are all practicing and they are all top performing. So we will go in and watch some races. We can see a new server started here. We want to start, so we're not going into this. So we're waiting for this 7-9 server to start. And And Alec, and now we have you here in studio also. The 49er, it's a fast boat, but it's not as fast as a F-18 or F-50.
No.
But we can still say it's flying, can't we? Or
no, because it doesn't have foils, but it flies in the sense of it being very fast. And it's one of the fastest boats on the Olympic circuit. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, it was the fastest until they introduced the NACRA 17. Yeah. And it's sailed by 2 people, except, of course, it's only sailed by 1 here on Virtual Regatta.
Yeah. And let's go in game. I will do a small introduction of the boats. First of all, we have from France. Oh, I can't see that name. Harry Guru. Then we have Sailing Master from Russia. We have a Finnish boat with us, Finn 505. Beekeeper from France. Biotender from Italy. Ragnarok. He's from Argentina. I hope he was Scandinavian. Then we have Threefold Warrior from France. OE from Austria, and we have Canadiator from France. Yeah, it's long names, Alec. I know people are laughing at me pronouncing it, but it's hard to commentate. Here's the start.
So they are off, and the leaders go off up that left side of the course. You can see which way the wind's coming from the windsock, that red and white striped thing. Okay. But they seem to be now switching to the right. Yeah. So we'll have to see which tactic paid off. But OE77 out in front, Sailing Master just 7 meters behind, but it's early days in this race. Yeah. But and I presume they'll do two laps of the course, so 4 legs, yeah. Up, down.
Yeah, and we see OE77 is crossing here to the opposite side, going into the middle. It's because we're going to experience a wind shift at the moment. We can see the wind socks in the top left corner is going to change. Let's go closer to OE. He's not in front anymore. It's Sailing Master from Russia. We can see he's crossing here, and they're coming towards the top mark here.
Yeah, so the Russian has the advantage, approaching this top mark. But the computer's telling us the Finn 505 is just ahead. But there's plenty of tack still to be made here. And we're going to find out now who is out in front. And I think it's going to be Sailing Master from Russia. OE77 second, Finn 505 in third. So round the spread of marks. Spinnakers up, downwind they go. And this boat is all about balance when you're sailing it with crew. It's the teamwork and the slickness of how you perform on board the boat. But you can tell, Thomas, just how fast they are downwind because they've already reached that bottom gate.
They also have a speed 16.2 to 17.8 knots downwind when they're doing it right and the wind is with them. And upwind we can see they're only doing 10.5, and when the wind is there, 11. And we have a massive penalty here. This Trevor Livoria and also Geotender getting penalties by Ragnarok. And still, what's interesting to see is when they're turning around this top mark, we saw the French boat who actually was competing the Finn boat. He's now in 4th position. He was going upwind, going up to the windsock, coming around the mark, and that's costly in this game. Then you lose momentum. So it's all about keeping your angle. OE is in front still, and there we can see Sailing Master in second. Penalty to the Finnish boat.
So Sailing Master had a poor downwind, poor couple of legs, I should say, and he's seen his lead go to OE77. Do we know where OE77's from?
He's from Austria, as I remember. Yeah, he's from Austria.
There we go. Yeah. So there's the Austrian heading towards the finish line.
Sorry, Alec, we're just going in chopper here. There we have them.
And the Russian, well, he's decided to go to split away from OE77. He had to try and find some wind somewhere because there was no way he was going to overtake just by following, obviously. And it'd be interesting as the 2 boats in the lead come in here to cross. we'll finally see that OE77 is well out in front and is going to cross the line first. So the Austrian wins ahead of the Russian sailing master. Now, who's going to take third? It's pretty close with lots of boats coming in. It's Ragnarok who crosses the line at 13 knots. And then Finn 505 just gets in ahead of
the two French boats we can see.
Trevor Le Warrior. And then Jatender, Jatender was well back. He never really recovered from that penalty that he picked up, did he? But, so there's the final results.
Yeah, and when we see this results, a win for Austria, a second to the Russian boat sailing master, a third to Ragnarok. He was actually out of the race until racing upwind and coming downwind again. Then we have the Finnish boat in 4th position, and he was in lead of the most of the race. And when we're going to watch this chart, Alec, here, we can go in and see here. I'll just make it bigger. Then we can see how they're actually switching positions all the time. Ragnarok has the best start. He's the boat here with the blue, and then we are following the blue boat down. Then after the first top mark, he was coming around it as number 7, but still ending up as 3rd position. That's amazing racing downwind and upwind, the last leg, as you call it in the sailing language, where we can see the Finn boat starting 2nd and just losing momentum going all the way to the 4th position. So exciting races, good fights, and they're really doing something together with us today. We're just going to watch if another server is there. It's fast racing. It's not when you're commentating real races. I know you have all the time to speak. I've been seeing you commentating in real races, and I really see how you can speak all about the details and everything. Here, it's the 49er. It was 4 minutes, then the race was over. We've been doing 2 leg. So
it felt less than 4 minutes, actually.
Yeah. So it's all about seeing everything and also following them on camera and being ready for it. And that's the hard part of Virtua Regatta Inshore. We have a new server starting up, Alec. It's a 9 out of 9 server. It's coming in here in 2 seconds.
So for those who haven't played this before, what does 9 out of 9 mean?
That means 9 players out of 9 possible in the server. So it's a full race. And just to say, we're going into it here now. I will do a small introduction of them. Here we're going into the race. Let's see. We have from France. We have this Trevor
Le Warrior.
Trevor Le Warrior, and then we have Scoot 18 from Portugal. We have seen him a lot of before. A switch boat. We have Boogeyman. He's from New Zealand, is he? Yeah, it's 4 stars. Then we have Ahoy from Switzerland. We have Tavak. Oh, that's in the Middle East.
Is that Kuwait or?
Yeah, I think so. Then we have Distro from Italy, and we have F26 from France. 12 seconds to start. We will go to the starting line here. We're capturing it.
I tell you what, I'm going to need to study different national flags. Right, here we go then. The race is underway, and they've obviously chosen that pin end of the line, the top end of the line. That's where they felt the wind was strongest. That's where the advantage was. Yeah. But now many of the fleet have tacked and are going off right towards that top gate.
We just saw this French boat, this Trevor. Yeah, Trevor. Yeah. He got a penalty in the start. But it's quite a mixed fleet, Alec. I know you're sitting on a smaller computer than me. I'm sitting with a 65-ton screen and watching everything. We are in chopper view and see how the fleet is splitting. We have a cross here from F26. We have a cross from Ahoy coming in here. He might give a penalty to the other boats. No, he's coming in behind. So we have some fightings. But according to server, it's the Portuguese boat who will be in front. We can see that saying it's the switch boat, but he's not in front. I know it. It's this Portuguese boat we are going to watch.
Well, let's see if you're right as he comes into the top mark, and he comes in steaming fast, but Switzerland 673 just has it, and is just ahead, and then it forces the Portuguese to go quite wide and lose some distance round the spreader marks. What's happened to the Italian?
Yeah,
He virtually stopped there, and the Swiss.
He came upwind and couldn't turn his boat, and that's the hard thing about the 49er. It's so alive when you're steering it in your controls, and when you're going upwind, it stops. Trust me, I was losing some races this way yesterday.
So Switzerland 673 still in the lead and has really built up quite a lead now. But in this game, 16 meters can be lost really quickly. Scud 18 on in hot pursuit, and a penalty for Destrerio, the Italian. Did he touch the mark? Was that?
Yeah, I think he touched the mark and didn't come through it also. That's why he's turning around again, and he didn't come around it again. So he's losing all momentum. But let's go up and see the fight in the lead. It's the Swiss boat in front, and who will take the second? There we have the Portuguese boat coming in.
Yeah, and I was just looking to see the Swiss, because this angle makes it look like he's gone off on a weird direction, but he hasn't. So he's setting off downwind towards the finish line. It looks like this race belongs to Switzerland 1673. The Portuguese is now going to have to keep an eye on Tabak 221 behind him, and make sure that he doesn't make any mistakes, because Tabak could close that gap. It's only 20 meters now as the Portuguese crosses ahead of him. And you can see just how close that is. I mean, the computer's giving it as 80 meters, but it looked a lot closer in real life. Well done, Switzerland 1673. He wins the race. And who will get second? It's Scud 18 of Portugal, just ahead of Tabak 221. Here comes in. Wow, some speed at the end from Boogeyman. And Ahoy is across. And then it's F2 6105. And what about Destinatario, whatever his name was?
He's disconnected.
He gave up.
He gave up. He had enough.
He was having a terrible time.
Sometimes we're seeing players having a terrible time. Either they're getting angry and sailing after the other boats, really trying to hit them and make penalties back again, or else it is just disconnect. I can just imagine how they're taking their keyboard up in the air and then throwing it down. But sometimes they're playing on a mobile phone or tablet, and it's really bad to take your mobile phone and throw it to the ground.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No, don't do that.
Folks, don't disconnect in a rage. We want to see you finish. We want to see you get across the line. And if apart from anything else, we can have a bit of a laugh at your expense.
Yeah, that's right. Alec, there's coming a new 9.9 server already. A lot of players online. I can see there are more than 200 skippers online at the moment, so it's fantastic. But
from all around the world, I guess. This
time we both have the North Americans, South Americans with us. We have Australia, New Zealand, Japan with us, and we also have the European boats with us. So it's good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to all of you following us at the server.
Yeah.
And we can also see in this race, we have Cube with us. Just to say, we have a boat with us, Cube, coming in. It's a Belgian boat. Just take it here. I'll just make a presentation. We have Adam GP from Great Britain, Simpa from France. We have Cube from Belgium. This guy, it's a young sailor. It's almost like a Sear and Lucas Moore. Then we have a Switch boat with us again. We have Fran from France. Then we have French
G, I think.
French G. Then we have
Algoa
sailor and Wilkinson, and we have Lampihuus. Why is the Germans doing these names? If I have to say it in German, it really sounds silly. So I'm living 30 kilometers away from Germany. So Wilkinson, so here they go. 3 seconds to start. See the German boat coming with speed there.
And the French coming in at this committee boat end.
Yeah.
Will that be the right tactic, though, as the others headed off at the far end of the line? And now we're going to see them tack and come in towards the centre of the course.
When we're speaking about tactics, Alec, the start is 50% of the race, so it's all about getting a good start. The last 50% of the race is how good you are sailing and reading the map. So.
And what did you find when you were trying this out yesterday? What did you find was the most difficult part of getting a good start?
In the 49er, it's all about getting in a good position, and then within 5-10 meters, it can speed up to the best wind speed. So if you're around 3 seconds away from the starting line and capture the wind good, then you can do a good start. If you come around back, you can see here, Simpa is 30 meters behind the German boat, Lampihu's in front. He will not be able to come back in the race without all of the boats doing penalties. So here we have.
Top mark for the first time, 1 minute and 12 seconds to reach it. Cube is round first from Belgium. You said to keep an eye out on him. You said he was a good young sailor, and at the moment he's proving you right.
Just a bonus info here. He is actually captain of the online sailing club Viri. So he's a young sailor. He's a real sailor in Belgium. I know I think he was old name was Red Dragon because he's a national sailor in Belgium. So he knows of something about sailing here.
Right. Well, I recognise the name Red Dragon.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I wish these sailors wouldn't change their names so often.
It's because or else they can't be left in peace. Oh, a mistake by Adam. He's disconnecting now, and Lampihu's got a penalty for hitting the mark. So Cube is all by himself in front.
As well.
Yeah, this is the fight over here. So 4 boats disconnected coming around the gate mark. So it's going to be a win for Cube. But who will take second? We can see Cube all by himself now. 38 meters. Nobody can touch him.
Yeah, I wonder what suddenly made everyone have this rush of blood to their head at that bottom mark, because it all seemed to be quite close up until that point.
It's because the 49er it's the boat is quite living. It's like Alec. I don't know if you've been playing computer when we were younger, like Micro Machines. Those of you who knows Micro Machines that's with us online, it was a game where you're using the arrows on the tastature, and also when you're playing it, you have to learn how to go with the flow. The same thing you need to do with the 49er. So when you're coming with speed downwind, it has to do a really hard turn around the mark. Then if you're not timing it the right way, you either hit the mark or get these huge turns, or if you don't get the spinnaker down right, then you go upwind, losing momentum, and everything is wrong. That's why.
Cube has got it all right this race because he's won in 3 minutes 23 seconds. Lampihu's of Germany is just behind, 8 seconds behind, and I think we're going to see the Frenchman on Sampat cross the line in 3rd place.
And then we have a fight.
So the blue sailor Valgoa sailor will be 4th, and Fanch of France will finish in 5th. And it's a shame that we lost the other 4.
Especially the British. That could be an honor for you, Alec, if we can see a British boat in front. Normally when we see Danes coming into the server, we actually see them win. but we are also an esport country. We say that with proudness, because we are such a small country and have a lot of people playing computer.
Well, I don't think at this point we can yet say that Denmark is a mecca for esports. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
That's what the news are telling me in Denmark. We are the central. We are better than South Korea.
Wow,
yeah.
Wow.
According to the prize money per person playing computer, but there's many more people in South Korea than in Denmark. So
where I live, we have a lot. There's a university, and we have a lot of South Korean students who are lovely, and it's great to have them part of our community. But one of the things that we've all learned is that you've got to keep an eye out for them because they're always walking along the pavement, crossing the road, whatever, doing this on their phone the whole time. So now I know what they're doing. They're doing esports.
They are actually, and mobile esport is quite big, and eSailing is one of those games. Alec, we already have a new server. We can speak all day. 20 seconds to start. We have some from Switzerland. I will do an introduction when the start is there. An American boat, a Swedish boat with us, a Ukrainian boat, and a Russian boat. 9 seconds to start.
Okay, so any there that's well, we've got Switzerland 1683 again, a winner from one of our earlier races, and he gets a good start. There's a penalty though for the Scar boat. He was presumably over the line early.
But see who we have here. A presentation, Confluentia from Switzerland. The guy from
an old friend of eSailing TV.
Yeah.
We've seen plenty of him in action over the months.
Yeah. He's going to play the Switch National Championship on Saturday, so best of luck to him. Then we have Thunder from Sweden. Let's just do a small presentation. We have the Switch boat with us. We have Manny from Switzerland. And then we have a German boat, Toby. I think this is his birthday. He's from 1978, coming in there. But who will come around the mark? See how they are fighting here. The 3 Swiss boats are fighting each other for getting in position. I think I'll just zoom in and see it here. It's a good fight, and they are getting ready for Saturday's fight.
Yeah, so Switzerland 1683 looks like he's going to come up to this top mark in the lead, but no, Thunder's passed to take that lead, and he is the Swedish boat, and then it's Switzerland, second, third, and fourth. Yeah. Then comes the American, the German, and I think that's a Pole.
No, it's a Russian boat.
Oh, is he? Okay, I couldn't quite see the flag.
Yeah. But it's going fast downwind sea. They have 18.5 knots, so it's a short distance. So right now it's Thunder from Sweden in front. It's the Switch and 1683. Confluentia coming straight at him, going into a fight, tacking straight up. And Manny, see how it's sliding around this boat because they're coming with such a huge speed. This is why it's sometimes going wrong here.
Yeah, look at this. They are coming up to the end of the third leg in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So that's really fast. Round comes Thunder, and now have the Swiss been split? There's certainly no order change from second and third, and it's Switzerland Manny 66 in fourth.
I think we will watch Confluentia. I know he's a good fighter downwind, so he will attack the Switch boat in front of him. There's only 12 meters in between them. So see, here's the huge wind shadow, dirty air throwing at him. See the fight, Alec. See that fight.
So Confluentia closing the gap on Switzerland 1683, 17.2. He's doing a knot more than his compatriot who tacks away or jibes away, and they're just following each other, aren't they? It's cat and mouse, and this just comes down to speed. It's a drag race now, right to the finish line. Who's going to get it for second? Confluentia just gets himself ahead for the second place. A second between him and Switzerland 1683. Well, you predicted it would be close, Thomas.
Yeah.
And it certainly was. Thunder takes the race. And then comes the Russian
coming in there. I'm just saying, Alec, what did I say about the Scandinavians when they're playing? No. It's not. We're not used to see the Swedish in front. Nice race by Thunder. Alec, we actually have a question in the chat. We have a huge question.
Try me.
Do you know who will commentate the World Championship this year? Will it be Alec again?
I will be commentating at the World Championship final, which this year comes from Bermuda. And once again, we'll see the top 10 from the World Championship flown out to Bermuda by World Sailing. And we're going to put on a great show. Keep sailing, keep competing, and you might be in Bermuda with us.
So thank you for the question, TB whatever. I love these names people have online.
What was that? TP?
TPP, whatever. But thank you for the question. It's going to be Alec who's doing the commentating for this World Cup Championship in Bermuda. So he's going to learn all the boats. And sadly tonight we don't have the Formula 18. It's I think it's the hardest boat to commentate. A race takes 2.5 minutes, and it's just and then we have to commentate it all the way. But
It is.
yeah.
But I mean, what the advantage I'll have though for the actual final is I'll get to spend time with our top 10 sailors and get to know them and have a chat. And I don't know what the arrangements are for this year, and they probably haven't even been finalised because we are talking about end of October, early November. So it's some time away yet.
Yeah.
But last year we took all our eSailors actually out on the water sailing. And we had an America's Cup sailor. We had Torben Grail, who's a legend, really, Brazilian sailing. He's won the Volvo Ocean race, multiple Olympic games. Sofia Bekatoru, the Greek Olympian, was also there. So they were really given we were all given a great afternoon on the water sailing. Am I talking too much, by the way? Just interrupt me if I go to the next race.
We're just having fun here.
But the funny thing was, right, so we had two boats. One had all these huge legendary sailors on board, so many gold medals that I'm surprised the boat didn't sink. And then there was our boat with the eSailors. And at a certain point, we managed to beach the boat. We managed to hit a sandbank, which I think to a certain extent was the fault of the skipper, who was local, whose boat it was. But somewhere hidden away online are photographs of us all standing on the sandbank, pushing the sailing boat, trying to get it off the sand.
I just met all of you in the production when you came to the stage for the rehearsal we were doing. None of you was that proud of that moment. So I just have to say hi again from TP, whatever he's saying. Right, great to see you in Bermuda, Alec. Keep up the good work, Thomas. And I will just say thank you. We're just having fun today. We're doing some random streamings, but this is very important for the eSailing and also the sailing world, what we're doing here, because we need to have a focus on this game. We need to have a focus on the race, because this is going to be huge, and it's growing and growing and growing. We can see it. I was speaking with the world champ L1 last week. Actually, I think yesterday I spoke with him. And he said that there are some huge events that are canalizing players into virtual regatta inshore. It's the offshore. It's capturing people to go into the inshore. And one of them made around 500,000 new players come into the server.
Wow.
So there's a huge opportunity to make this grow, and especially if we also show people what it's about and also commentate some races and doing some cups.
But Thomas, you know that my first experience really of eSailing was the final in Florida last year,
Yeah.
and the day after, we went and had a nice cold iced tea, or maybe it was something a bit stronger, I can't remember, on the beach, and I said to you, "Oh my God, this is going to be so big," and you said, "Yeah, it is. It kind of is big." And I said, yeah, but it's going to be really big. And we ought to do something. And you said, yeah, I've got something in mind. And, less than a year on, a lot less than 12 months on, here we are on eSailing TV.
Yeah. We just did it. And also thank you to Virtual Regatta to trust that we could do it with a high quality. As nobody knew that you're sitting in Corps right now in the UK. I'm sitting in Denmark and doing the production, and still we're doing this without delays, and that's amazing. Alec, we have a new race we're going into.
Right.
There's 40 seconds to start, so let's just take it. We'll do a presentation of the sailors afterwards. but here it is, 5 seconds to start.
So, we got Switzerland 1683 again. So he's got a
False start.
he's got a first and a third so far. Let's see how he does here. And Ranger 35 picked up a penalty on that start line. So in eSailing, if you pick up a penalty on the start, is your boat slowed down, or do you have to go back and start again, like in real sailing?
If you pick up a penalty and start, you slow down for 12 seconds. But if you're doing a false start, as the switch boat did this time, he has to turn around. It's the false start. But see how they're crossing now. You can see the switch boat. He's all behind now because he did a false start. So he has to do something amazing to capture win and get back in the race. But here they're crossing now. See how they're fighting. That's the switch boat disconnected. So here we have a fight.
So there was obviously no way back, it decided. So he disconnected. Switzerland 1681. Right, so we have Genus.
Jens. He's from Sweden. He's from Sweden, so let's call him the Scandinavian name Jens.
Uriab in second. Oh, I thought he might have just nipped in. Well, let's see who rounds.
A penalty to Uriab.
Because they are bow to bow, but Jens gets the advantage in the end.
Yeah, it's because Uriab got a penalty. Jens, he used the rules to sail into him in the right way, so he got a slow down penalty, and that's costly when we're going downwind. See how they're fighting here. Using wind speed, also using the rules. See how close they are. And there we got a penalty to the American boat for hitting the other. So
that yellow spinnaker that is going really fast downwind, that's Ranger.
Yeah.
Ranger J5, who picked up a penalty at the start, but he's back in the hunt now in second place.
Yeah.
And look how close it is between second and third.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting battle as they head upwind.
And this is very good for Jens, because when the other boats are going to battle each other, he have the race all by himself. So he's just have to focus, but doing no penalties by hitting the mark, coming around it. So we're going to watch the other boats who will win this fight.
Yeah, Ranger J5 and Juani, because he's Spanish.
Yeah.
Uriab. So Uriab's dropped down. He was doing pretty well earlier on. And it's that Sailing Ice Bear in fifth. What's that flag on Uriab? Israel. Okay, so the Israeli in fourth place right now, but really close to Juani in third. So we could see them change places. But Jens of Sweden is reaching that finish line, wins this race. Ranger J5 right behind him with that yellow spinnaker, crosses the line.
Now it's getting exciting. See how they're pushing each other outside of the lane mark, and Uriab getting the penalty because the Spanish boat had the priority, but they fight each other so much. No, don't do that. That the other boat's coming in front of them. Sailing Ice Bear.
And Maniac sneaked in, and the battle for third and
fourth was now the battle for fifth and sixth.
Now, but in the end, that Juani comes in fifth.
Yeah.
And there they go. So that just shows how you can get so caught up in your own little world, your own little battle, that in the end it costs you a lot of places.
And here we can see it on the chart. See, they're fighting each other so much that they're getting fifth and sixth. Alec, I have a request from Cube from Belgium. He's writing me in the private chat in Discord. Can you send us the sandbag picture, please? They want to share it in the online sailing club to see some of the top sailors we have in the club standing there and pushing a boat.
Yeah, I think they got me to promise I would never share it. So that makes it, of course, very expensive. So what are you offering?
Yeah.
Just joking.
Yeah.
I will have to. I'll have to see if I can find it actually. But basically, go and see who the 10 finalists were, and I'm pretty sure every one of them has a copy of that photo.
Just write in the chat to the other cube, then they will give you. Alec, I'm just jumping into a new server. It's the only reason I'm just jumping into it. There's 20 seconds to start. Is because there's 3 British boats for the first time tonight with us.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. So, and I know one of these British boats are a sailor in real life. It's Deja Vu. He's part of the online sailing club. So let's see how they're doing.
All right, so they are off. Deja Vu of Great Britain then got a good start and is nominally out in front ahead of Drakkar and Domran. Shall we have a quick introduction?
Let's do an introduction. Guys? We have Deja Vu from Great Britain here. Then we have Domran from Great Britain, Drakkar from Great Britain. We have Sheikh from France. We have the switchboat with us. He's up to a fight this time. Coyote from Argentina. And then we have a French boat. I can't say that name.
Buzel.
Thank you, Alec. But see how they're fighting each other here. See how they're crossing and using the wind shadow. It's a huge fight at the moment for position. It's Drakkar in front and Deja Vu in second.
So it's Britain first and second at the moment. Coyote, I can't remember where you said he was from. From Argentina's moved up, actually doing really well on this first upwind leg. Moved up into third, and Domran sort of battling it out with the Argentinian right now for that third place.
And there Domran coming in, almost giving a penalty to Drakkar, so he's going to take the second position now, and Drakkar.
So it's close. Is there going to be a penalty? Yes. Yeah. Domran picks up a penalty, just basically crashed into Drakkar. So Drakkar around the spreader mark, heads downwind, and that gives him an advantage that he's going to want to build on. Deja Vu in second, and the Argentinian third. Domran still in fourth despite the penalty, and Shanik Humid also picked up a penalty on that top gate. But once again, the downwind leg so fast, the leader's round already, and 25-metre advantage between Drakkar and Deja Vu, the 2 British boats. Domran has now moved up into third ahead of Coyote. But it's really close, isn't it, between the Domran and Coyote? That's an interesting battle.
And right now, when you see the boats here crossing, Domran and Bristol crossing, if they're hitting the Coyote here, he will get a penalty. See, he has to tag away there.
Yep, Coyote tacks away. He had to stay clear, but Coyote gets the advantage over Domran. Drakkar still out in front. If anything, he's stretched his lead from Deja Vu. So I think we've got first and second. But what a battle between Domran. Now, Domran slowed right down there. Didn't want to pick up another penalty. So he's learnt his lesson. But it has given Coyote a good 10, 15-metre advantage.
So now it's all about reading the radar and the wind, capture the wind. 18.1 speed, that's cool. Domran only 16.3. He will maybe also lose his fourth position now. So let's go up and see the 3 boats in front. There we have
so Drakkar with the green spinnaker comes towards the finish line and crosses it. So it's a win for the British boat. It's a second place for Deja Vu, also a British boat. But Argentina take the third place. Now, where is Domran? Has he completely lost it on this downwind leg? Ooh, it's close, isn't it, between him and Shanik Humid?
Oh, Shanik Humid is winning it.
Oh, the Frenchman gets it, I think.
Yeah. He's losing his fourth position because he didn't capture the wind. He took a chance and got to the opposite side, and that can be costly. And Alex, see how costly it is. Instead of getting 29 points, he's getting 18 points.
And Switzerland 1683 has had 2 terrible races.
Yeah.
After winning a race, and getting two podium races in the earlier races. I think he's disconnected on this one as well, hasn't he?
So he has.
He disconnected on the last 2 races.
And that's one of the issues with the game. If you disconnect, then it doesn't count in your best series score. Yeah. So that's why we see some players are disconnecting just in front of the finish line if they didn't get their 100 points or the second place they want to. And about this best series score, Alec, we are taking a small break, explaining for all new viewers with us today what a best series score is. So please stay tuned.
Hi and welcome to eSailing TV. Today we're going to explain something about the scoreboard. A lot of you players have asked us about it. Players around the world are fighting in the spring playoff. Right now we can see the scores are here. Races, they've been doing average score, best series score, but what does everything mean? We'll try to explain how you will get to the top, how you will get your points, and how to do it when you want to race. After this we'll just go over here. Now you can see this is what we're doing. We're going to 18 hours channels. What you can see is you minimum have to 5 races. This is the red area. You have 12 hours to do it. But what does it mean? What does it mean to the score? This means you get a best series score, or a score that's 5 races scored together, divided with 5, that's giving you the result. When we are getting into the race, we have to watch how it goes in the scoreboard. Here we can see Cruiselator. He has 100 points out of 5 races in his series races. But what does this number mean? Does it mean he has been racing 5 times? No, it means that he got this score after 5 races. Example, here we have AC American Magic. He had the best series score, ended at race 11. So how to get the points? When you're winning a race, you get 100 points. Second place is 69, and so on and so on. And these points will calculate into this. Watching Cruiselator's result, he got 5 first places. Out of the 5 first places, he got 5 times 100 points. That's a score of 500 divided with 5. That's giving him a score of 100 points. But if you got a first, second, third, first and first, then we get 100, 69, 51, 100 points. That's giving a score of 420 divided with 5, 84 points. This is the way points are calculated. I hope you learned a little bit about it. Stay tuned and watch us for further information.
And this was a small explanation of this best series score. And when we're watching this race we are following today, the 49er, see Sean Bourne in the first place. He has 100 points in best series score after 8 races. So the first 8 races he has been doing, he won all 8 of them. But we can also see he's only been doing 8 races because his average score is 100. So he has not been doing any more races. He has not been practicing or anything else. Well, we can see Asir, the second position we have there. He did his best series score after 15 races. So from race 7 to race 15. There he won all 8. Same thing with Lucas Moore and Sam. Their 100 points were the last 8 races but they've been doing. That's from race 9 to race 17. So Alec, they're doing quite a nice job, these sailors with us online. Then it's not for fun they're playing.
Yes, but that explanation is why you do the numbers and I tend to do the words.
Oh, thank you. It's also quite complicated system until you learn it. When you learn it, it's quite easy. I remember at the World Cup Championship, I did it in the hand, writing in front of us when we did the commentating. Can you remember that? Because or else we couldn't find out. So.
Yeah, you were handing me bits of paper. There was no way I could talk and do the maths. It's hard enough for me to do any maths, let alone do maths and talking.
and talking. But it's good racing that I've been having here. And Alec, before we're going into the next race, what is Cows Week?
Well, Cows Week has been going for decades and decades and decades. It's a very traditional. Well, it's not traditional. It's a long-standing highlight to the British sailing calendar. So, you live near Germany. You know Kiel Week.
Yeah.
Well, Cows Week is similar.
Okay.
We don't have at the moment. We don't have the kind of the Olympic sailors coming to compete here in the Olympic classes like they do at Kiel Week. But pretty much every other class and the bigger classes especially are all here. Classic yachts as well as very modern fast racing boats. And they're all out on the water. I think it's about 600 boats competing in different classes this year. And it's all on at Cowes on the Isle of Wight in the Channel, in the English Channel, just off the south coast of England, and it happens every year. And I suppose it used to be a real part of the British summer sporting calendar, in the same way as you had Wimbledon, Henley for the rowing, and a number of other events like that, and Cowes was one of them. I wonder, if I'm honest, nowadays, is it such a big deal, really? I think it is for sailors who come to compete. I'm not sure it really is for sports fans anymore, because you don't get the names and you don't get the sports stars as you did once. But royalty come down, and they were here to kick off with a regatta, with a race last Friday, I think it was.
Yeah. Oh, cool. And then SailGP came in also with an event part of this.
Yeah, so I mean, SailGP, I arrived in Southampton, and they've much taken over the waterfront, and then you got to Cowes, and there was certainly no mistaking what was happening over the weekend. SailGP, that was the first weekend of Cowes. We've now got a week of sailing, and then one more weekend. So they kicked it off in some style, and well, I was walking towards the race village just after racing as everybody was leaving, and it was the same effect really as trying to walk against, a football crowd or a crowd that's leaving a stadium. There were that many people, and it was that difficult to kind of sort of walk against the flow of people, and that you don't get that often at a sailing event. So I was pretty impressed.
So it's right to say that SailGP event here with F15, it's like, we can say it's the sailing sports Formula One. Or is it a little bit too high?
They would love you to say it was the Formula One of sailing, because that's exactly how they're branding it and how they're marketing it. So yeah, I mean, there were very excited people at that race, but the wind was up, conditions were fantastic, and because of the location, the racing was happening really close up to the beach, so people could, you could almost feel as if you could touch the boats. And then the wonderful thing as well is, and I suppose this is something that sailing has in common, whatever the event. The sailors then came to shore. They walked through the crowds to the mix zone to be interviewed by journalists, and then they walked back through the crowds to go and have a drink at the bar. So people got to meet them. People got to have their, take selfies with them. There's a real hubbub, and it's the sort of stuff that you don't get at Formula One, because you're never going to see Lewis Hamilton, through the crowds having selfies.
No, but for me, people know I'm a non-sailor, but the last year I've been watching a lot of sailing to be able to commentate eSailing and to actually grow my skills and learn more about the boats. And there's a huge difference for me for seeing a 49er race at Kieler Woche live and seeing the F50. The F50 races is almost like watching eSailing. It's actually a fast race, It doesn't take long time. Where the 49er, yeah, mate, you have to use 20, 30 minutes all upon the wind to see the race.
Yeah, I mean the 49er. I mean those races can be over in 20 minutes, 25 minutes if the wind conditions are right. But with SailGP, I think they've had a few days at other venues where the wind has been light, so it hasn't been quite as adrenaline filled as it was here on Sunday. But that's sailing, isn't it? You're a slave to the wind and to the weather conditions.
But see the F-15s on Hudson River. I saw that. I've been seeing it a lot of times. Coming with 35 knots towards the gate marks come around, and then they turn wrong, and suddenly 5 knots. It looks like they were slowing up and then just float with the stream until they managed to turn the boat, and then again.
Off they go again. Yeah. Well, it's all about the teamwork, and there's a just like pilots practice in a flight simulator. There is a simulator for those SailGP boats. It's actually based just outside London, and I've visited it because I've done a special episode on SailGP and on the training that the sailors do on my Sailing Uncovered podcast. And I had a go in the simulator, and it's incredible, really. And I think I've posted a video of that simulator. I can't remember now; it was a few months ago, but I think I posted a video of it as well on the Sailing Uncovered Facebook page. But the point is that practice time that they have in the simulator is vital, because they don't get that much practice time on the boats themselves. And as you've just described, the teamwork and the whole kind of the ability to turn those boats, on a coin almost, is vital. But that only comes with practice.
Yeah. Alec, we have a question in the chat.
Oh, right, go on. I thought you were going to say, Alec, let's do some, some sailing.
Where does Alec post all his videos and podcasts?
So the podcast, Sailing Uncovered, is available on any podcast platform. So whether iTunes, on Apple Podcasts, on Podbean, on Podcast Addict, on whatever you listen to your podcasts on, it's available there. There's also a Sailing Uncovered podcast Facebook page.
I'll just share it in the chat here in 2 seconds. Then I will be there. So, and there you can go in and actually watch it. That's why I'm.
Yeah, and about I think it was May of last year, we did do a little bit on eSailing when the World Championship was launched. And we spoke to Philippe from Virtual Regatta and some real sailors, and Lily, the Chinese Olympic medalist, was there. We chatted to her about eSailing, but I think it's time we did another eSailing special. So you and I, Thomas, should sit down and have a little chat about that and what we're going to do. And maybe we could ask the viewers and our eSailors, what would you like to hear in a podcast about eSailing? Yeah. Bearing in mind it's just audio.
Yeah, it's just audio, so you can't see our beautiful Alec has this fantastic camera in the hotel, and I have all the light settings here in the studio. Alec, before we are speaking about our beautifulness and how our mothers and dads managed to do a good result here, let's go in and take another server and going online.
We don't have to keep looking at this curtain.
No. So let's go in. We have a new server starting up. And all of you, thank you for asking all these questions in the chat. I can see the chat is quite active on YouTube at the moment, so please continue. A small presentation, we have this French boat with us, Cynic with us again. Oh, then we have what a name again. He's from France, can't say it. Then we have.
Well, I'm going to make it up. I'm going to call him Zav de Mars.
Zav de Mars. Then we have from Switzerland, and then we have Pato from.
Is that Pato?
Yeah, that's Pato.
That flag again. Can someone help us with that flag? Is it UEA?
I think it's the Arabic countries sometimes,
Yes,
someplace
definitely.
down there. Yeah. Pato with a false start. The French boat with a false. All the boats we managed to pronounce got a false start to turn around. So next time we'll not pronounce boats before start. But in front we have a boat we haven't presented yet from France. It's
Chubulga. Or Chubulga.
Yeah. And Alec, here we have another good boat with us. Winds 9-8. So keep an eye on them. You were saying?
No, I was just saying we've got another bizarre name out in front, Droya Upo, who is from
France. No, Switzerland.
Switzerland. So the Swiss boat is out in front, and he does look. I'm just trying to identify him on there. So, I think he will be reaching that mark first. But on his heels, Droya Upo. Wins 98 in third. We haven't mentioned him.
But see here how they're fighting this one. Coming on the inside.
That was. Yep. Chubulga. Yeah. I thought Chubulga got round the first mark, but obviously Droya Upo had the advantage, went round on the inside. So it's going to be a really interesting battle because, he split away. So the green boat has decided to go his own way up the other side of the course. Yeah. And now we wait and see as they come in and they cross. And which mark are they going to take?
They're taking the right one because it's the closest distance towards the mark here. And a penalty given to Chulup. You're better in pronouncing names than I am. He got a penalty for hitting the mark. But it's not that costly upwind, but still it cost him 6 meters in his lead. So, here we see.
Okay, so where are we? Droya Upo. It takes me so long to say the name that the legs finish by the time I get it out. Droya Upo out in front, but a real battle between him, between the Swiss and Chubulga. Where's Chubulga? There he is.
There he is,
the Frenchman. And I think Droya Upo has built up a bit of a lead now, hasn't he?
Yeah, yes. He's 28 meters ahead, so the other boats cannot capture him. This boat is only throwing a wind shadow of 22 meters, so if you're more than 20 meters ahead, they can't catch you. So, let's go to the chopper. We can see they're splitting up a little bit, the fleet. Sorry, Alec, we're just flying around them. It's a big picture. It's for the viewers.
Yeah. That gives us a good idea of where we are. So right in the middle there is Zabdamars, who will manoeuvre towards that finish line. And Droya Upo, no difficulty for him. But an interesting battle for second. I think Chubulga of France, Chubulga.
All wins 9-8 coming from the side. Oh, there he is coming. Chubulga getting second, yeah.
Yeah, wind 98 fourth.
Pato fifth, and we are getting Reynolds Racing coming in sixth, and we still have one racing, but he's 70 meters behind coming there. It's Yatori. Alec, I love these names sometimes. Let's try to take them here on the screen. I'll just put your face on while you're doing them. Here we are. Can you please pronounce some of the names for me?
So, I'm making them up as well. But anyway, I'm gonna go Droya Upo first, then Chubulga second, Zabdamars in third. So a great race for the French, who got second, third, and fourth. Pato, and has anyone told us yet what that flag is? I'm gonna go for the UEA.
Yeah, I think it is.
Racing in sixth, and Yatoy of Spain in seventh.
And Confluentia is writing us in the chat that this Drupor means right of way on port.
Okay, in what language though?
I think it's Swiss.
Swiss. Well, maybe it's Swiss German. I think that sounds like Swiss dialect to me.
Yeah, I think it's dialect. I think it's the local dialect. But
Yeah.
let's see what he's writing us in the chat in a few sec. It's always funny with these names. Conflusion, Confluentia. Psh, it's all about where we are in the world.
Really,
It's in French. He's writing. It's French.
It's French. Okay.
Okay. So thank you.
But what's interesting tonight is the number of Swiss competing. You've talked about the Danes being a big esports nation, but the Swiss got a really strong presence in eSailing.
Yeah, they have. But also right now it's quite popular. I was written by the Swiss Sailing Federation how many sailors has been competing in the national championship for Swiss, and it was 467 players competing, getting results there, and in total there's 492 skippers signing up for the first national championship they're going to have here on Saturday. And I just have another confirmation. Yes, it's in French and it means straight to the port. So it's straight to the port. Yeah.
Okay.
So we are learning a lot tonight, Alec. So thank you for all of you following us in the chat. But they're going to have this championship, and let me just go in and see it here. 2 sec. I'll just have it here. Here we have the Switch Championship, and we can see Kalua 8. He was in the lead in the ranking list. Confluentia second, Nessie third, Celestian Storm fourth, TDP fifth, Kuapi sixth, and then we have this right away port from this French name from Switzerland in 7, CJ Mays in 8, Casserole in 9, and then we have Stripes in 10. And as I remember, and please help me in the chat because I can't read anything about it anywhere, isn't it only the top 10 players coming on Saturday and fighting for the Swiss Championship, or is it top 20? So please write me in the chat so we know what's going on.
Are we covering that on eSailing TV?
No, sadly not. I know there will be some coverage afterwards made by World Sailing, but we're not going to cover it. I don't think we have access to it, but let's see what happens.
Okay.
So it's top 12. We just got it confirmation. It's top 12. So we also have Siglerpol and Pipinon coming in to the race. Not port as in starboard and port, but port as a harbor, So, okay, thank you.
Ah, right. That's why I was getting confused. I was thinking it was port as in starboard.
And Confluentia, don't worry about the warning you got in the chat. Thank you for writing us the email address for the Switch minus eSailing.com. There you can see more about the Switch National Championship.
Okay.
Alec, let's take another race. A new server is going to form.
Yeah, we've only got about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's see some more racing, shall we?
Yeah, let's see some more races. We have another one starting up here, so let's go in and watch it. So a presentation: Tommy Tamble from Italy, K Performance from Germany, Free Azir, might be Azir himself from France, Upwind from Germany. Then we have Algae Sailor, Algier, I think.
Oh, from Algeria,
yeah. Algeria. Sylvia from Great Britain. We have a Portuguese boat with us, and we have Felix Crew from France. And 80 seconds to start.
And I should say that we don't know whether these are male sailors or female sailors, and often we'll say he, but we don't actually know, do we? But it seems a bit impolite to call them it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the problems of the English language, really.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is Sylvia a woman or is she a man? But anyway, let's because they're boats. I suppose we should. a boat is female in English, we talk about her. So maybe we should do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a point of philosophy, and it's not something we need to worry about right now because Algeria Sailor or Alg Sailor is out in front, but it's really close between the top three, with Sylvia and Felix Crew 2 also in the hunt there. Early days in this race, though.
Yeah.
Is Friazer of France.
Yeah. They're really fighting for the positions. There's a lot of wind when they're crossing from left towards right. That's why they're doing 11.1, 11.2. And upwind there is only 11. Now it's coming for them 11.2. But a lot of penalties. They're crossing into each other. See here again. And when they're sailing into each other from left towards right, they're getting penalties to the boats coming up. And here, coming around the first top mark.
So, well, where did Friazer come from? He really had a good upwind leg. Yeah. Sylvia in second, and Tommy Tamble, who we haven't mentioned yet.
From Italy. Yeah. We had him as the first boat in presentation. Here we can see a penalty given to upwind from Germany for sailing into Felix Crew. I think this Friazer we have in front, this is a young... He's not funny, not laughing when I'm calling him young. He's 20 years old. He's from France. And he has 3 profiles in total online. Oh, Sylvia losing wind. Saw that? She was going upwind. So there he is. He's a young sailor doing such a fine job. And this might be the Asir who has 100 points in total score.
All right. Well, we saw a bit of a crash up at the top mark, and Felix Crew 2 picked up a penalty for that. But Friazer out in front, and you've got to fancy them really to win the race. But what about Tommy Tamble has picked up and will have picked up a penalty, so he's been slowed down, and that has really played into the hands of the Algerian sailor, who is now clear in second.
But yet June Sailor hitting the mark, getting a penalty. What a shame. He was so close to get in a fight with Friazer, but now it's Tommy Tamble coming in from behind. And Friazer making fun with the other players, doing 360s to get in the race. What is this young sailor doing? He's such a provo guy, and he knows so much about the sailing. He wants to do it. See how he's competing them here.
So the Algerian coming in now into the middle of the course to cross the rest of the fleet. And Friazer has lost so much of that advantage. And if he's not careful, he's not going to win the race.
I think he will win the race. He's in full control, this young lad.
Yeah, okay.
But he made fun. He has been doing 2 times 360s in the race, just not to win 2 conventional. So that's a good racer.
So in the end, despite all that toing and froing and penalties and so on, the top 3 at the top mark is how it finished, with Sylvia in third from Great Britain. Oh, and Tommy Tamble then didn't get that 3rd place.
No.
Didn't get it right at the end.
He lost it just on the finish line.
Let's have a look.
See here.
So
on the finish line, losing his 3rd position. Sylvia is also known as a good skipper in the race, so nice done by that boat. Alec, we are just jumping into. Let's take tonight's last race before finishing up. If everybody wants to go, I'll just go into the server. There's a 9-9 server starting, but the last race we're going to take is the 4-9 server. So if you want to be in the last race and following our show today, then please join now. And until then, Alec, what are we going to do?
We've got 4 sailors signed up on that server, and we need another 5 potentially.
Yeah.
So and roll up.
Yeah. So it's now, if you're going into it, I'm just writing in the private club, join now if you want to go into the race. Alec, it's been a great pleasure. It's unbelievable that this streaming can manage to be doing. You're sitting on a hotel internet with your with your laptop. I'm sitting in the studio home in Denmark, and still we are getting this high quality stream for tonight, with a lot of things in it and a lot of funny stories.
I'll tell you what we can try and do, because in a few weeks' time I'll be in Japan for the World Cup Series at the Olympic sailing venue in Enoshima. And if you want, I'm not quite sure. We'll have to work out the time difference.
Not an issue for me if it's a test.
well, I was going to say, I never sleep when I'm in the Far East because I just can't get the time difference right. So we should try and do this with me in Japan and you in Denmark, and maybe we could have some guests join us as well.
Yeah, that could be great. Then we could set up a small studio in Japan where you can have guests in studio, and then we could do it. Maybe I should send you a small video camera you can plug into the computer. So we are not using the laptop's video camera, but we're using a more professional. That could be great. Alec,
what's wrong with my laptop camera?
There's nothing wrong, but we can get a better quality in it. I'm just saying we could get a much better quality into it, and some other curtains in the background. The server is starting, Alec, now. So in front, the first boat is JM Toner from United States. We have Upwind from Germany. Sylvia is with us from Great Britain. Free Azir is with us in the race from France again. Doc 88, he's from, is in Australia? I'm always, I think it's Australia. Then we have a French boat, and we have this Sava de Mars from France with us again. Will it be the French skippers? Virtua Regatta is a game from France. Can they take the honor in the last race of tonight? Will it be Free Azir going all the way? Or will Sylvia or the German boat or the American boat go in and take the win?
Well, we're about to find out.
Good start for the American.
The fleet spread across that start line, so they obviously decided there was no particular advantage on the left or the right-hand side.
Yeah. But try to see Free Azir already 24 meters ahead. 24 meters in the start. Here he is, this young French skipper. What a race. I will be shocked if we're not going to see him at the World Cup Championship.
Right, he's doing that well, is he, in the World Championships?
Yeah. He has only been playing series for the last half year, and since then he is just top performing.
Right, right. Well, let's see how he does here. Upwind 2 trying to chase, and Doc 88 in second place at the moment. But look, so from 2 to 5 is really close. There's hardly anything in it. And it'll be interesting to see how close it's going to be. There's going to be a lot of traffic at this top mark. Once Free Azir goes round, he's clear out in front. But the rest of them are going to line up, and it's going to be a procession round this top mark.
And see the German boat giving a penalty to Australian boat, the Doc getting a penalty for Upwind sailing into him. So nice done by the German boat using the rules of eSailing. And this is an esport. This is not always fair play, because in esport it's allowed to give out penalties.
And there's Fatid bringing up the rear. Yeah. And hitting the mark and picking up. Was disqualified, so he's disconnected. Yeah. So Zav de Mars has he took the lead up at that top mark. I'm not quite sure how he did it, but he took the lead from the French Free Azir. Britain's Sylvia now in third.
Yeah. And they're going to fight. See, Sylvia is crossing, and she's in the top when she's crossing. It means when Free Azir is tacking up and Zav de Mars, let's go a little bit closer, then there's might be a huge chance that she's penaltying one of them. See how close she is. This skipper is coming. Free Azir attacking the opposite direction, and there's giving a penalty to the French boat. This is esport, Alec. It's all about using the rules. Nicely done by Sylvia. She's now going to second place.
Exciting stuff then, but she's what's she doing? She's obviously lost control of whatever it is she's using, the tablet or the laptop.
And Frias here doing a 360 again just for fun. I don't know what's happening. It's making so much fun in this race. But it's the German boat in front now.
It's penalties galore. It's penalties all over the place.
Yeah.
And somehow Upwind 2 has come out in front. Doc 88 in second. Doc 88 seems to have been second for, well, since the start, on and off.
But see here.
Now, Frias Air coming back. Yeah. But surely no one's going to catch Upwind 2.
No, Upwind 2 are going to win.
Second is on between the French and the British.
Yeah. And see Frias here handing out penalty.
The Australian. Yeah. The Australian there in second place, I think.
Yeah.
Doc 88. Yeah. It's one final manoeuvre from them, and they get second. And what's Frias there doing?
I think he will disconnect and don't get the race.
Yeah. No.
So, but it's funny to see Alec. Now I know Frias here just making fun. He's been doing a 360, did some mistakes just for doing it, see if he could get back in the race. Some of the skippers, I know them quite well. I've seen them here on eSailing TV and also speaking with them online in the online sailing club. They are practicing 5 to 10 races a day. Some of them 20 to 30 races a day at the moment. And they're just making fun. And so, did you see that start from Frias here? 25 meters ahead from the start.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So I think we're going to see something special at the World Cup Championship this year.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look forward to that. We'll see who the top 10 are in the end. But I guess so. Some of these sailors will decide that they want to practice their starts, and they will do just that. And then once they've achieved what they want to achieve, they can use the rest of the race for practice.
Yeah. Example, I was Steve from Sydney, who's with me in the studios, also a couple of times. We saw a race where M-Joy 24, suddenly he came from top outside of the lane mark, where the other boats coming from behind. He came here, going in, and just and got a better start than those. And he had the spinnaker up, timed it, so the spinnaker was down when he was turning upwind, and the other couldn't catch it. So they are playing with the game. They're having fun with it, just to perfectionize start, getting the advantage, because the start is 50% of the race, and the rest of reading the wind and the radar is the next 50%.
Yeah, I'm not convinced about the 50% being the start. I tonight, for example, it'd be quite fun to go back at some point and look at the races and see who was across the line first at the start and who actually crossed the finish line first. Because I think we saw lots of overtaking, lots of excitement, and I'm not sure it's as much as 50%.
Maybe not, but I know when we are in the top skippers and they really fight for it, the start means everything for them.
Yeah, sure.
But again, the last leg when they're racing downwind towards the finish line, you can be in the 49er ahead with more than 50 meters and still lose. If you're reading the radar wrong and going to the wrong side and only get 10.4 knots, then in the opposite side you have 18.6 on 19.2, and then you will lose. But sometimes downwind, when the leader is losing or the second place is losing their momentum, it's because they're fighting each other. We often see boats going into a fight, and as we have been talking about before in eSailing TV, when two boats are fighting each other, don't go in and participate in that fight. Go to the opposite direction and sail your own race, because there's a huge chance that they will lose focus and you can go for a win or get a better position. So
yeah. Well, there we go. That's Thomas's tip for the day to all newcomers to eSailing.
Yeah. But it's been a great pleasure to have you in studio, Alec. And also thank you for all of you being online with us
Yeah, it's great
in
to get that
eSailing TV.
reaction, isn't it? It's great to hear that chat from everyone.
Yeah. Special thank you to TPP whatever and Conflusion or Confluentia for chatting so much with us and giving us some good questions and also learning us some new things about some of the names. Alec, you are going to work tomorrow into Southern England, and are you going to commentate or just walk around and drink some beer, or what are you doing?
Well, Cowes is a sort of place where you it's difficult not to pick up, a gin and tonic here and a gin and tonic there. But I am working, doing some work. It's a really good initiative, actually. I'm working for with Land Rover, and it's the Land Rover sailing experience. And basically, they offer sailing sessions, 1 hour, to kids aged 8 to 18. They give them all the kit. They take them out on a boat. There is British Olympic double Olympic champion Sarah Ayton. She's out on the water. She helps coach them. And they go out every half an hour, so all through the day. And I'm kind of helping out with that and doing a little bit of commentary, and we have a bit of fun with it. Have a bit of fun with the kids and so on. But what's really great is when those kids, especially those that have never been on a boat before, come back. They are so on a high. The adrenaline's flowing. They're really excited, and it's just wonderful to see, really.
Cool. And Alec, may I do a suggestion? Maybe speak to Land Rover to say that eSailing TV has this fantastic sailing school. I've been out to a lot of. Havuk says hi. It's Ginger Soul in YouTube. Hello, Havuk, and welcome online. Sadly, we're going to end now, and it's not because you came online, Havuk, but this amazing sailing school. I've been doing classic race in classic boats around Fyn, this middle island of Denmark, where I've been doing eSailing, introducing the sailing school there, learning kids and also adults the basic in the sailing school, how ships are working, how to capture the wind. And I also did the tall ship race in Aarhus, and I'm going to do Aalborg, the sports week in Aalborg in 2 weeks there, where we're just introducing sailing school. And I think I have more than 1,000 players coming to the sailing school and have fun and learning the basic theory behind capturing wind and steering a boat. That could be a good introduction for getting into the boat before getting into the boats. There.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I definitely think that it would be great to have eSailing TV doing somewhere at Cows Week next year, and I will go and have a chat with a few people, and because I think eSailing TV should be there.
Yeah.
We could, and then you could come over, and you could also have curtains in your hotel room like this.
I had hoped to just doing a remote stream and had a better background on you with a camera and something, see some boats, maybe the sun, the moon, instead of these fantastic curtains.
Well, I could probably open them now because it would be dark out.
It would be dark. Oh wow, we can see a red light.
Yeah. We shut them because the sun was shining earlier. Work with my fantastic camera, but there we go. Now there's nothing behind me.
Alec, I think we have to go out of the stream now before you're getting too much gin and tonic and these lovely curtains in behind. Thank you for being online with me today. Thank you for all of you for watching us and asking all the questions. And Alec, have a fun week. And I hope to speak more to you.
Yeah, well, let's do it again. We'll do it again soon. Cheers, Thomas. Goodbye, everyone from Southampton.
Hi, thank you for watching eSailing TV. You can follow us on different social medias online. Go to twitch.tv/eSailingTV and follow us, or just go to Twitch, write eSailing TV in the search area. Then you come to our channel. Here you can scroll down, see the rest of the social medias we are on. YouTube, Facebook, homepage. Please subscribe. Get direct notifications when we are online. You can also go on the videos. If you didn't watch the last live show, you go here and see it. You can also see some of the clips we are doing, or clips some of the other viewers have been doing. Are you more the Facebook type? Then please go to Facebook, write eSailing space TV. Then you will get to our Facebook page. When you're in the Facebook page, you can see the live shows. We're doing live shows on 2 channels, Twitch and Facebook. But when you're scrolling down, you will also see clips, small clips, learning videos of what we're doing. Here we're attacking people. Here we're attacking sports federations. So a lot of people will know that we are live. Please share, please like, please follow us. We're also on YouTube. Go to YouTube, write eSailing space TV. If you're going on eSailing TV, you can see a lot of videos. Right now, more than 100 videos are online. Here you can go back in time, see some of the races, or see some of the really good duels we have. You can also see a learning video. We're placing everything up there, but we're not sending live on YouTube. I just have to say thank you for following eSailing TV. Please subscribe, please like, please share what we're doing. Together, we're growing eSailing TV and eSailing in total. Thank you for watching.